Like a beacon on a hilltop, Tahlequah breezes furrowed the black and gold. The boys from Pittsburg County have made their way back into the win column yesterday against a state contender, and now on Championship Saturday, they are looking to come away with some hardware. Can the Buffaloes finish their time in Tahlequah strong, or will Glenpool turn them away? We're about to find out. Hello and welcome to the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma for the final day of the third annual Sequoyah Invitational. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, along with Nate Brown, and you are tuned into the Buffalo pregame show here on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM on the KNED app, McAllisterRadio.com on the KNED tab, and video streaming on the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. This afternoon, we have the Glenpool Warriors and your McAlester Buffaloes in the Consolation Championship. Now, let's preview your McAlester Buffaloes, who, as I mentioned, back in the win column yesterday, winning against the Riverside Braves in a fantastic game for McAlester. They were down at one point 22-11. They won the game 73-53 to improve to 2-2 on the year so far and to get into the championship game today after they lost in day one against Sapulpa 70-60. Again, after that first quarter, the Buffaloes outscored Riverside 41-15 in the middle quarters and 62-33 the rest of the way. That is a top 5 team in 2A that you can almost Sharpie in, going to be playing at the Big House in March. McAlester was 48% from 3 to 41% from 2. They were shooting better from outside the arc than they were about 6 feet away from the bucket. That's how well they were shooting from downtown. McAlester has shot better from 3 on the tournament at 43% than they have shot from 2 at 42%. They dominated in every facet of the game. After Riverside began the game shooting the lights out of the gym, they still had 18 turnovers, but they forced 20 themselves. And some stellar players of the tournament, you start off with the freshman Rodney Washington. He's looking like one of the best players in the state already as a 9th grader. Against Riverside, he had a career-high 32 points on 7 of 11 from downtown. And that is obviously a new career high for him just in his 4th varsity game. On the tournament, he is averaging 27.5 points per game. Brandon Smith just right behind him. He's averaging 19.5 points per game on a ridiculous 53% shooting. Against Riverside, he had 23 points. And also, Devion Bigham having a solid tournament himself, 7.5 points per game on 38% shooting. Davian Pouncil right behind him at 6.5 points per game on just a little bit below 30% shooting. Had a kind of a struggle yesterday against Riverside from inside the paint, but on the season he is still shooting just a hair under 50%. Now let's look at the Glenpool Warriors, who McAlester is playing today. They are 3-2 on the season. One of their 2 losses coming from this tournament. That's why they're in the consolation side in the first place. They're averaging 54.6 points per game, giving up 51 points per game. They were 13-13 last year, losing in regionals to Harding Charter, 58-48. This is their first time in this invitational. The way that they got here was that they ended up losing to Alma. Glenpool lost to Alma, 71-52. And then they defeated Terra Verde 59-51 yesterday. This is the first matchup between the Warriors and the Buffaloes since the Titan Classic on January 21st, 2023. Glenpool won that game by a bucket, 48-46, and it was in the final 30 seconds of the game over in Oklahoma City. Some of their wins this year, they have beaten Okmulgee 61-37. They defeated Coweta, who McAlester plays on the road on Tuesday, 52-45. So we're going to get a good preview of how McAlester might be able to match up against the Tigers today when they head to Coweta on Tuesday. Again, they defeated the Tigers 52-45, and then they defeated Terra Verde, as we mentioned, 59-51. Other than their loss to Tahlequah Sequoyah, they have also lost to Bishop McGuinness. That score was 62-49. They're led by head coach Trent Cantrell. So now we are looking at some players to watch for the McAlester Buffaloes as we are making our way towards tip-off here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, right here along the foothills of the Ozarks. Again, McAlester was not playing in this tournament last year. Their individual tournament, this is also kind of making up for the tournament that we had in Tahlequah. That tournament's no longer a thing right now, but they're also making up for, instead of going to Shakota, this is their individual tournament. So the girls were going to go to Bixby. That didn't end up happening. And the boys, this was going to be their own tournament, and it has been, as they are looking to come away with some hardware in the 3rd edition of this invitational. The players to watch for McAlester that we have written down, Rodney Washington. I mean, who else? You think Rodney likes playing in Tahlequah? In the 3 games he's played in the city of Tahlequah, he's averaging 26.3 points per game on 49% shooting from the field and 48% from 3, along with 7.7 rebounds a game. If he's able to put up anywhere near the numbers he has so far in Tahlequah, you're going to be in a great position to win. And then Brandon Smith, yesterday against Riverside, he put up his second 20-plus point game. The other was against Tahlequah in the season opener. So far this season, when both 2 and 3 put up 20-plus in the same game, McAlester is undefeated, while they are winless when one of them scores under 20 points per game. And then Davian Pouncil, he is your third leading scorer at 11.5 points per game, and he's among the team leaders in rebounding at 5.8 per game this season. He's also shooting 47% from the field and a crazy 62% from three-point range. I don't think he took a three-point attempt yesterday, so we'll see if he gets back up on the board today from downtown. And some keys to the game for the McAlester Buffaloes. First off, you have to finish around the rim. Today, you don't have the size advantage to the extent that you have early on this season. And while you did finish at the rim better yesterday than you did against Sapulpa, you can always improve on that against Glenpool here today, especially when they have some guys that are a little bit taller than 6'4". We'll talk about that in a moment. Next up, continue your dominance on the boards. Through the first 4 games of the season, McAlester has not been out-rebounded in any game. And any time you win the rebounding battle against any opponent, that will always put you in a good position to win a ball game. And this consolation championship here at the Sequoyah Invitational is no different. And finally, continue taking smart shots from the field. As a team on the season, the Buffaloes are shooting at a 45% clip from the field and 35% from three-point range. As long as you take smart shots and follow the rest of these keys to the game, you'll be in a great position to take home the consolation championship. We'd like to thank our sponsors so far this season, and they're going to be putting us on the air all year long. Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, the Bank and A, Fenton Nissan, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of McAlester, McAlester Direct Primary Care, Stipe Law Firm, and Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop. We have tip-off about 5 minutes away here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma at the Sequoyah Invitational at the place where they play here in Cherokee Country. I'm Brandon Green alongside Nate Brown. We'll be back in just a moment with your starting lineups here on KNED.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes. For over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Fenton Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at fentonnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same day or next day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
So we're about to have our starting lineups here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. The McAlester Buffaloes getting ready to do battle with the Glenpool Warriors. Nate, before we have our starting lineups announced at the scores table, what's your final thoughts before we get started here in the Consolation Championship?
I mean, we've seen McAlester play a couple of great games here in Tahlequah, and I'm fully expecting another great game here.
So again, we're about to have our tip-off coming up in less than 2 minutes. First, they're going to be announcing the starting lineups for the McAlester Buffaloes. They're the road team on the scoreboard, wearing their black-on-black uniforms with the white numerals on the front and back. McAlester in cursive across the script, and they're undefeated in these road jerseys with the gold checkering down the sides and the gold outlines around the neck area and around the arm sleeves. And the Glenpool Warriors, the home team on the scoreboard, wearing their home white uniforms, white on white with the blue numerals on the front and back, and Glenpool in blue across the chest. The starting lineup for your MacTown Buffaloes: number 1, sophomore forward Devion Bigham, averaging 7.5 points per game in the tournament. Sophomore guard number 2, Brandon Smith, averaging 19.5 points per game on the tournament at 53% shooting. Rodney Washington has had a heck of a tournament, and he's probably going to be an all-tournament selection. He's a forward guard standing at 6'2", wearing number 3. 22.2 points per game on the season, coming off a career-high 32 points against Riverside. Then you have sophomore guard/forward number 5, Davian Pouncil, averaging 11.5 points per game on the year on 47% shooting, and senior guard number 10, Alex Dooney, who is coming off a couple of points the other day and has still continued to play fantastic defense against his opponents in his first 4 games of his senior career or senior campaign. Now for the Glenpool Warriors, 3-2 on the year. Number 1, Chance Watashi, the 5'7" senior. Number 2, Jonas Boyd, the 5'9" junior. Number 15, Elijah Boyd, the 6'1" senior. 23, Brandon Smith, you heard me right, 6'2" senior. And number 25, Bryce Rowland, 6'4" junior. So we have a Brandon Smith taking on a Brandon Smith today, both in the starting lineups, as we have Devion Bigham, and that is number 21. That's 25 in this circle, Bryce Rowland. McAlester wins the tip, and it's basketball time here in the Heartland, as that tip-off is brought to you by McAlester Clothing Consignment. Accepts consignments Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and offers a 50-50 split. As we have a three-pointer by Washington, it's off the right side. Offensive rebound by Davian Pouncil. Can't put that one back in. Ball's on the deck, taken by Glenpool. Again, McAlester Clothing Consignment. Consign with us and pick up great bargains. 1212 South Main McAlester, behind Dollar General. And we have an early turnover by the Warriors. 23 seconds in, no score between the Buffs and the Warriors here on each team's opening possession. Dooney crosses over a man and dribbles to the left wing, stops and has to hand it off over to Washington. Pass cross court over to the right wing to Smith. Smith looking around, 4 players outside the perimeter, 1 inside. That's Devion Bigham to the near corner. Dooney, wide open corner 3, airballed, way too strong. Offensive rebound by Davian Pouncil, though. Muscles his way to the low post, but can't get any further than that. Good post defense by Elijah Boyd. McAlester restarts the offense, looking for their first points of the game. Smith trying to drive right past one man. His shot is blocked, but it almost still fell through. It was blocked, but still made its way towards the rim. Just fell off the front side of it. Going coast to coast is number 2, but Boyd gets it in, and we have the slam by number 23, Brandon Smith of Glenpool, not McAlester. We're going to have to say that often today. Near corner, Davian Pouncil Feeds it with the left hand over to Washington, left wing. Glenpool leads early, 2-0. 6:43 left in the opening frame. Pouncil left wing, back over to Dooney, working around the perimeter, trying to find an open man. They find Bickham along the baseline. Bickham covered up well. Back outside, right wing three. Smith too strong. Davian Pouncil's nearly taken out by the ball. He's got the rebound in the low post. And I think we might have a tie ball here unless we have a foul first. It is a tie ball, so it will be Glenpool basketball. So far, McAlester just too strong with their shot attempts, no matter really who you are.
I just need to take a deep breath, run your offense, and find the open shots.
Well, they haven't had a good first quarter the last couple of games, really. They had a good start in the first couple of minutes against Sepulpa back on Thursday. But as we have a steal here, tipped over to Dooney with the steal. Dooney's going to go forward, pass it to the near corner. Smith can't handle the ball. He threw it off the side of the backboard, actually behind the backboard, as he takes a seat on the stage over here, not being able to corral the pass deep in the corner. Boy, wouldn't that have been something? That one would have fell.
That would have been very impressive.
2 minutes into the opening quarter, McAlester looking for their first points. Again, they were outscored 22-11 in the first quarter against Riverside yesterday before they outscored their opponents by nearly 30 the rest of the way. Here's a made shot in the low post by number 15, Elijah Boyd. It's a 4-0 game for Glenpool, but not before Brandon Smith rushes his way down the floor and finishes with the right hand off the right block. It's a 4-2 McAlester disadvantage right now with 5:40 remaining in the opening quarter. Can't be napping on this team. McAllister's too fast. Bounce pass, left wing. It's Roland looking around, and we have a foul, our first one of the game. It's going to be on McAlester.
Probably on. No. Couldn't tell.
He said two at first, and I think he wiped that off and said three, so I think it's Rodney Washington. It is. Washington's first personal foul, first foul of the game for either team. We'll have a baseline inbound by Watashi. Watashi clears it to Boyd. Boyd about 5 feet from the three-point line, right side. Hands it off. Good defense by Pouncil. Closing off the distance between him and number 5, Noah Green, as he checked into the game here recently. And there'll be a foul called on number 5, Davian Pouncil.
His first, team second.
Take that back. That was Elijah Boyd that Pouncil was covering. Sideline inbound in front of the McAlester bench on the right side of the scorer's table. Will find its way to Watashi between the rings. 5:20 left in the first. Pass to the high post. From the left elbow, gives it off over to Watashi. Watashi driving. He's made now 2 shots like that. Wow. From nearly behind the backboard, he's able to still kiss the glass and make its way into the hoop to make the score 6-2. Warriors leading McAlester. 5:06 left to go in the first. Dooney driving, stopping inside the paint, goes up for 2, way too hard off the glass. It'll be a rebound by Elijah Boyd. Under 5 minutes left in the first quarter, Glenpool leading McAlester 6-2.
Glenpool perfect from the field right now, 3 of 3.
Boyd stops left front court. They work their way back around the arc, and we'll have another foul, this time on McAlester.
Well, he signaled the charge, it looked like. He did the charge motion and then calls the foul on McAlester.
Well, it looked like a Warrior was pushed in the first place. It's going to be Brandon Smith charged with the foul, his first personal. So all 3 fouls by McAlester in the first quarter by a different player. Boyd gives to the left wing, driving in Watashi. Watashi stopped, throws it away. Brandon Smith one-on-one with a fellow number 2 in Boyd. Drives to the rim and scores. Transition offense has been great for Brandon Smith so far. Those are where our 4 points come from for the black and gold. 4.5 left to go in the first quarter. Glenpool leads McAlester 6-4. Inside the circle, Boyd. Passes left wing to Elijah Boyd. Bounce pass high post. They've been working out the same offense. It's gotten them 6 points so far. Top of the key, driving in the right side. It's Boyd. Elijah Boyd can't lay that one in. Rebounded by Pouncil. Pouncil working his way down the floor, passing head over to Washington. Washington triple team, passing, trying to pass back outside. Somehow it finds its way to Dooney in the corner. Dooney, good look inside for Washington. Lost it on the way up. Gathers it back out to the top of the key. Bounce pass back to Washington. Couldn't handle it, and a good defense by the Warriors prevents a shot attempt. Pass high post. Brandon Smith, turnaround jump shot from the right elbow. Can't fall. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and we'll have a foul on the rebound by Davian Pouncil. That's his second. He got into foul trouble yesterday, and that really doomed him in terms of scoring yesterday. He didn't put up points for the first time this season, despite averaging 11.9 points per game. So now we are looking into foul trouble on Davian Pouncil just halfway through the first quarter. Glenpool leading 6-4 on McAlester.
And that's already 4 team fouls on McAlester.
By the way, Warriors on the right side of the half-court line. McAlester is on the left when they're on offense. Right wing, Warriors. Chance Watashi with the ball, trying to drive on Dooney into the paint. Good look inside, the two-handed dunk, and one. And it's Brandon Smith with his second dunk of the game, and not McAllister's, unfortunately, for McAllister fans listening out there.
That was on Devion Bickham, I believe. And if that is, it's his first.
And we have put Glenpool into the bonus without Glenpool giving up a foul yet. That will be on Bickham, his first. So 5 fouls on McAllister in the opening frame and none on Glenpool.
Checking out is Rodney Washington, Davian Pouncil. Coming in, Cade French and Caven Hill.
Smith's free throw is good, and it's a 9-4 Warrior lead. Again, the Warriors defeated Terra Verde 59-51 yesterday. They lost to Alma in the first game of the tournament, 71-52. Bickham passes right wing to Smith, feeds into the corner. Cade French for 2, got it. Just had a right foot over the three-point line, makes the 2 though, and Cade French right off the bench is able to provide some scoring for McAllister. They're now down by 3. 9-6 our score. 3:10 left to go in the first quarter. Pass inside, and we have a charge here, or it should be. They're going to call it on Devion Bickham again. Looked like he had his feet set in the low post and got completely ran over, but we're going to have free throws here for the Warriors. Getting our 6th one on McAllister, still waiting for our first one on Glenpool here. And Brandon Smith will go back to the free throw line, this time to shoot 2.
And that, if that's on Bickham, that's his second. They haven't put it quite up on the scoreboard yet.
So 2 free throws on the way. Not the start that McAllister wanted, although they were down 22-11 against Riverside yesterday, and the highest-scoring team in Riverside. We weren't in foul trouble at the end of the first quarter, and so far we've got 2 players in foul trouble. No one told anybody who that foul was on, though, but it is on Bickham. That would be his second, but they never put it. There we go. Now it's on the scoreboard. First free throw was made by Smith. It is 10-6, trying to make it 11-6 now. Second free throw in the air. That one's in and out, and we have a rebound by Bickham. Get it out over to Hill. Hill back to Bickham. Bickham looking for a point guard, and he finds Alex Dooney. Dooney back to Bickham, still in the backcourt now. Pass across the timeline to Smith, left wing. Smith, good move towards the rack, goes up for 2, and just in the blink of an eye, as we do have goaltending. Didn't matter, though, because the ball still went through the hoop. Brandon Smith in the blink of an eye. If you make one false move, he'll take you down. 10-8 is the score. Glenpool leads McAllister.
Devion Bickham checks out. Rodney Washington checks back in.
But despite the early foul trouble on McAllister, there's actually a foul called. They put a foul up on the scoreboard, but that's just goaltending. So I don't know where we're missing a Glenpool foul at here in the low post. Going up against Caven Hill, number 25, Bryce Rowland, the 6'4" junior, is able to get 2 more points back for the Warriors. Here comes Brandon Smith driving again. Feed late to Hill. Hill can't handle it. Tries to save the ball and throws it straight to Brandon Smith of the Warriors. 2:20 left in the first. In the backcourt, Elijah Boyd dribbles it across the timeline and settles in the right wing, guarded up by French, who wants to apply pressure. He dribbles around the arc, passes it back to where he was at by Watashi. Watashi right wing, in and out. Fight for the rebound. It's an offensive one by the Warriors. Back out to the far corner on a nifty play by Brandon Smith of the Warriors. Watashi dribbles it back out near the circle, guarded up by Dooney. Tries dribbling right, has to pick up his dribble after good defense by the senior. A bounce pass to the left wing, cross-court pass to the right wing to Boyd. Boyd goes baseline, passes it in. Here's a tough 2, and it's Bryce Rowland muscling his way to an open basket, and it's 14-8 Glenpool.
Warriors shooting 6 of 8 from the field.
Washington nifty moves along the right wing. Double team, bounce pass to Smith. Smith top of the key, waits against this zone defense by Glenpool, running a 2-3. Bounce pass back far corner. Washington gathers up the ball, has to throw it cross court, and he throws it straight to the Glenpool bench. Washington had 32 points yesterday, and he's off to a slow start here today, but of course, we know better than anybody he can catch fire at a moment's notice, as we have Wesley Phillips checking in for Caven Hill. 6-point deficit for McAllister. 1:20 left to go in the first. Across the half-court line, Watashi taking himself, lost control of the ball, stolen by Cade French. Lateral pass to Alex Dooney in the backcourt, guarded by Watashi. Still dribbling, inside, jump stop into the paint. Watashi was on him like a gnat, and we're going to be having a hard slam onto the hardwood. We'll end up having a tie ball here, I believe, but there was, who says basketball isn't a physical sport?
No kidding.
I'm surprised Watashi was able to hang with Dooney like that. Still able to grab control of the basketball, but thankfully the possession arrow favors McAllister, and it's still MacTown basketball. But the 2 players who was wrestling for the ball hit the hardwood hard. Inbound left wing. Smith back with the basketball left side of the half-court line. 60 seconds left in the first, a 6-point McAlester deficit. Dooney dribbles inside the perimeter, stops off the elbow, back outside, straightaway three by Washington, just a little short. Slow start for Washington, but watch him in the middle quarters. It's where he's found a lot of his success here through the first 4 games of the year. Watashi across the half-court line, guarded by Dooney this time. Nice pass, and the layup will be made. On a dime, the number 15, Elijah Boyd, and the Glenpool Warriors have doubled their lead over the Buffaloes. Far corner, Dooney. Dooney going baseline. Threw it straight to a Warrior. He was looking for Wesley Phillips, but that was completely guarded by Elijah Boyd. And it's been all Glenpool here in the first quarter, a lot like what Riverside did to McAlester a day ago. Watashi guarded up by Dooney. On his hip, here along the half-court line, we'll have a timeout called by Coach Cantrell with just 13 seconds left in the first. Glenpool leading the McAlester 16-8 here on KNED.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes for over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Turnover bug once again hurting McAlester, and today they're not shooting like they did yesterday. Again, against Riverside, we had the Buffaloes shoot 44% from the field, but they were 48% from 3, which is pretty nuts there. They ended up putting up 73 points. McAllister's averaging on the season 67% and 45% shooting from the field. Today they're going to have to get it going a little bit better. 11 seconds left to go in the opening quarter after Glenpool's Coach Cantrell takes a timeout. 7 seconds now, lob back door, Brandon Smith hops for it, goes up for 2, good defense by Wesley Phillips, offensive board again, and we have a foul on the way up. Brandon Smith back to the charity stripe with 2 seconds left, and for any McAlester fans just now tuning in, no, that is not McAllister's Brandon Smith. McAllister's Brandon Smith is going up against Glenpool's Brandon Smith. It's going to be a little confusing if you're listening on the radio here.
Foul was on Wesley Phillips, his first.
But they are going for the alley-oop dunk before the end of the quarter. First free throw is made, and it's a 17-8 Glenpool lead. Trying to make it a double-digit lead here is Smith. Takes a deep breath. Trying to go 5 of 6 from the free throw line, and he does so by sinking that free throw. Phillips inbound over to Washington. 1 second, three-quarter court shot on the way, and well off. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. McAlester down by double digits after one 18-8 our score here on KNED.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen.
So, partner, the Buffaloes are hoping that the history repeats itself as we're heading to the second quarter. McAlester is down by double digits for the second consecutive game after 1 quarter of play. It's 18-8, Glenpool leading McAlester. What do the Buffs need to do better in the second quarter?
Well, they've got to find a way to slow down Glenpool's shooting because right now Glenpool from the field, they're shooting 70% from the field. Now, obviously, typically not sustainable over the full course of a game, but you have to find better shots. McAlester, 4 of 12 from the field and 0 for 4 from 3.
And by the way, there were 7 fouls on McAlester in the first quarter, none on Glenpool. So they're in no foul troubles. We have a missed shot in the low post to get this one started by Glenpool. With the rebound going the other way, Rodney Washington for a wild 2 and still scores. I believe Bickham had the rebound that led to that transition bucket. So Rodney Washington on the board, 18-10 our score. Glenpool leading the MacDown Buffs with 7:35 left to go in the opening half. Watashi moving his way left side, hands the ball off to Elijah Boyd. Boyd feeding it inside. Pass is tipped by Bickham, stolen by Pouncil. Pouncil runs into a Warrior, still in the backcourt, gives it back over to Dooney. Dooney across the half-court line. Long three by Rodney Washington, right down the barrel. Painted it gold. Washington is starting to find its way, and Brandon Smith, before you could even blink, stole a pass on the inbound and put it in for two. We were down by 10 55 seconds ago. It's a three-point game now. Rodney Washington nearly with a steal, reached in. Rowland got the advantage there after Washington couldn't get the steal, and he puts it in for two on a wide-open lane. Lob pass to Dooney. Back over to Washington. Washington faked the pass left, goes up towards the free throw line, fadeaway jumper, and it's right down the hoop. It tickles the twine, and Rodney Washington just woke up like a beast.
I think they prefer the middle quarters.
I think he does. 20-17, Rodney Washington with most of those points so far for McAlester. 7 out of the 9 for them in the second quarter as we have a foul called on Dooney on a drive by Watashi on the left wing.
It's going to be Dooney's first, team first of the second quarter.
Again, it's been 8 fouls for McAlester to none on Glenpool. There's some McAlester fans here. Again, I'm not saying one way or the other, but the McAlester fans are waiting for Glenpool's first foul.
Right, Bickham and Pounce are playing with 2. Smith, Washington, and Dooney all have 1.
Some substitutions going on, I believe, for Glenpool. As Jonas Boyd is getting ready to inbound along the baseline. They reversed their decision and saying it's going to be Glenpool ball a side out here. Watashi, guarded by Dooney on the side inbound. It'll find its way over to Rowland. Rowland gives it back to Watashi. A ball gets knocked loose and stolen by Washington. Ahead to Smith. Smith driving in. Tough 2. Foul. Our first one by Glenpool, and they're going to call it on the floor. Looked like Smith was in the middle of his first shot there. He's heading to the free throw line, but they're going to say it's baseline inbound. The foul will be on Jonas Boyd. Glenpool's first of the game, coming with 6:20 left in the half. Inbound near corner. Dooney thought about the corner three and then drives in. Feeds it inside to Smith. Smith with a reverse layup is good. Brandon Smith. He's been away for a while, though, and he ties the game 20-all. 20-20 is our score after McAlester was down by 10. Like I said, just a minute, maybe 2 minutes ago. Right wing, Chance Watashi gives the top of the key to Rowland. Rowland back out to Watashi. Watashi left wing. Takes a long contested 2. Great defense by Brandon Smith. Forces the missed shot. Bickham cleans the board. McAlester looking for their, I believe, first lead of the game. Washington right front court. Cross court pass to Pouncil. Pouncil near corner 3. There it is, baby. Painting it gold. Davian Pouncil makes it 23-20. And Coach Cantrell needs a timeout. 5:39 left to go in the first half. Buffaloes lead the Warriors 23-20 here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Well, partner, we're talking about how McAlester can score in the blink of an eye. Look what they did in just over 2 minutes.
Right. I mean, they were down 10 going into the quarter, and now they're already up 3 within 3 minutes of play here in the second quarter. Like I was saying before that last break, I think McAlester prefers the middle quarters.
Yesterday, they were able to outscore Riverside in the middle quarters, 41-15. So far, they're outscoring Glenpool in the second quarter. That is, that's 11-2. 5:30 left to go in the first half. McAlester is leading now Glenpool 23-20. Top of the key, Rowland passes left wing to Boyd. Boyd trying to drive, stops high post. Back out over to Watashi right wing. Guarded by Dooney. Dooney bumps him, no whistle there, gets away with one. As here we have a strip ball, diving for it. Pouncil's got the steal. Pouncil 3-on-3, in trouble. He's going to travel here. They don't call the travel. McAlester got away with a call there. Pouncil clearly traveled. Bickham still got the ball to the far corner. Smith for 3, a little off the back iron. And we'll have a rebound by Watashi going the other way. Man, McAlester really got lucky that Pouncil wasn't charged with the travel there. That was a pretty clear one. Right wing to the near corner, three-pointer up by Boyd, and Boyd can't tie the game. Offensive rebound by Rowland. Rowland has been a menace inside the paint. He'll draw the foul and go to the free throw line to try to get 2 points back for the Warriors. Bryce Rowland, the junior, standing at 6'4".
I believe the foul was on Rodney. Yes, his second.
That's team second here for McAlester. There's one team foul on Glenpool for the game so far as the first free throw is made, and it's 23-21. Rowland takes a few dribbles. Second free throw on the way, made them both. And the Warriors trail McAlester now by 1, 23-22. And Smith throws the ball away from Bickham. Bickham saves it, still in the backcourt. Bounce pass back over to Smith. They got to hurry now across the half-court line. Smith, lob pass to Pouncil, finds it. Quick pass over to Bickham. Bickham drives, kicks far corner, right around to the right wing. Smith for three. Boom goes the dynamite. Painting it gold. TNT gives McAlester a three, and it's 26-22.
He's got 13 on the day so far.
4:25 left in the opening half. Brandon Smith with an excellent first half here for McAlester. Thinking about the long three was Watashi. Passes right wing to Boyd. Boyd back to Watashi. He does take the long straightaway three that's missed, and Washington's got the board all alone. Passing ahead quickly over to Bickham. Bickham driving in, jump stop, goes up for two, can't score. Pass is tipped around and taken by Brandon Smith of the Warriors with the rebound. Halfway through the second quarter, McAlester is leading Glenpool 26-22.
So far, Glenpool 0 of 3 from the three-point line.
Watashi left wing. Dooney applies pressure. Backpedals, has to pick up the ball. Pass to the top of the key. Boyd to Watashi, around to the far corner. The pump and three-point attempt is missed. Too strong. Offensive board by Boyd. Boyd inside. And Smith's shot is blocked into oblivion by Devion Bickham. Going the other way, Brandon Smith lays it in, and it's 28-22. Devion Bickham says, not in my house. 3:25 left to go in the half. I control this pain is what Bickham said that time. Smith has had two dunks so far this game. Was denied one there by the sophomore. Right wing, Smith takes the right wing three. Can't answer there. Offensive rebound again by Rowland. Rowland up for two, too strong. Another offensive rebound, this time by Watashi. Watashi back out. Top of the key, thought about a three, passed inside. Wasn't ready for it with Smith. Stolen by Bickham, ahead to Pouncil. Now to Smith. Brandon Smith gathered it back in the low post but can't score. He gets his own rebound. Feeds down inside to Pouncil. Pouncil, right block two is no good, but there's a foul called first on a charge, and Brandon Smith of Glenpool hits the deck, and it looks like he's hurt a little bit. A little slow to get up, holding his tailbone, but that'll be another foul on Pouncil, his third.
And Hill and French are going to check in for Pouncil and Bickham.
The foul count today has been 10 for McAlester, 1 to Glenpool. 2:52 left to go in the half. Glenpool playing a very well-disciplined game. Pass to the right wing. Boyd feeds the high post to Smith. Smith in, he took an extra step. That'll be a travel, and I love the call there from the official, the delayed travel call. That's why I like it when home plate umpires deliver like an animated strike three call. I love it when officials get into it like that too. 2:37 left to go in the half. Again, Hill, French, Dooney, Washington, and Smith on the floor. Got to get across. Over. Yeah, they finally get across the half-court line with the pass to Dooney on the far sideline. Now to Rodney. Rodney looks inside. Great look for Caven Hill. Jump pass into the man down low, and the freshman scores to put the Buffaloes up 30-22 with 2:18 left in the half. Top of the key, pass near corner. Boyd driving, stopping along the baseline, nearly stepped out of bounds. Gives it to Rowland. High post, trying to spin, denied by Hill. Good defense by the freshman. Outside, Watashi looks, tries to find someone, was looking for Elijah Boyd. He couldn't handle it along the baseline. After he grabbed it with the right hand, he went out of bounds. That'll be a turnover on Glenpool. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left in the second quarter and an 8-point McAlester lead. They started this quarter down by 10. Glenpool has been kind of soft pressing here for the last 4 or so minutes. McAlster's been able to beat it so far. Dooney dribbles across the half-court line along the near sideline. And there's a foul called on Glenpool's, I believe, number 15, Elijah Boyd. Excuse me, number 1, Chance Watashi. Now, there's only been 2 fouls on the Warriors. Both of them have been on Watashi. Dooney quickly inbounds over to Washington. He takes the left wing three. Got it! Paint it gold! Again, I want to remind everyone, he went 7 for 11 from downtown yesterday. comes into today shooting 44% from three, and he buries another one. 33-22, McAlester up by 11. Watashi in the paint, two is missed. Washington climbs the ladder, brings down the board. He'll take it across the half-court line himself. Stopping, thought about the three. Now drive side post, good look inside for Dooney. Dooney couldn't handle it first, gathers it back out, left wing three is not going to count if it goes. We have a foul on the floor.
It's going to be the third team foul on Glenpool.
Both teams have 3 team fouls here in the second quarter. Looks like the foul's on number 2, Jonas Boyd, his second personal. I don't remember a foul on the Warriors in the first quarter, unless they counted the one that was a goaltending, but that goaltending's not a foul.
Right.
Smith inbounds low post, and we have a foul called as Rodney Washington was being pushed out of bounds. So that's quickly foul number 4.
That's going to be on number 15 for Glenpool.
That would be Elijah Boyd. That's his first personal. But one more foul puts McAlester at the free throw line for the remainder of the game, or remainder of the half. As here's an inbound over to Caven Hill, who muscled his way in and flexes on the Warriors. Buffaloes lead by 13, 35-22. Glenpool's only put up 4 points here in quarter number 2. McAlester, they're closing in on 20 themselves. As here's a steal by Brandon Smith. No, he couldn't handle it. Taken back by Boyd. Boyd tries to feed inside to Roland. Roland knocked over Devion Bickham, and there's a charge.
It's going to be the 5th team foul on Glenpool, but no free throws on a charge.
First personal on Bryce Roland.
Looks like there might be a substitution.
Yeah, people. Yeah, because they're saying that is foul number 5. One of the officials is saying it's foul number 5, and the other official is right on it. He says it's an offensive foul. He doesn't get free throws for that. Hill inbounds to Dooney. Getting that soft press by the Warriors. McAlester beats it with one pass to Washington. Washington step back. Corner 3 off the back iron. Bickham going for the board. Instead, it will be a... Do we have a foul, or did someone step out of bounds first? Watashi stepped out of bounds first along the far sideline.
As he was tipping the ball back in, his foot was out.
And Bickham will inbound from the spot where Watashi tipped that basketball. Getting it quickly over to Washington. Washington steps to the three-point line and drives. Step back baseline jumper is, well, at first almost blocked, but too much arm contact there by Chance Watashi. His 3rd personal foul, and Rodney Washington will head to the free throw line for McAllister's first free throw attempts of the game. This trip to the charity stripe brought to you by Big V Feed Center. For your animals' needs plus winter feed booking prices, call 918-426-1951. Washington's first free throw is rattled out, pinballed out. Coming into today, Washington at the free throw line, 75% on the tournament. He is shooting now 7 of 10 from the line for 70%. Second free throw attempt by Washington. He goes 0 for 2, and we have a foul off ball on Devion Bickham.
That's his 3rd.
So he's going to sit more than likely the remainder of these 49 seconds. French comes in for Smith, and Cornish comes in for Bickham. Well, they're going to keep... There's a confusion on who's coming in and who's coming out. Bickham and Washington check out. So it's French, Cornish, Hill, Dooney, and Smith on the floor. Going the other way, we have free throws since that was foul number 4 on McAlester. I don't know why they were about to put the Warriors to the free throw line. That's only foul number 4 on McAlester in the second quarter.
This should not be free throws.
No, this is foul number 4 on McAlester, not 5. And they're trying to clarify it with the scores table here. Let's break it down a little bit. The Buffaloes do lead the Warriors 35-22. They do correct it. So that is foul number 4 on McAlester. The 3rd personal on Devion Bickham. 49.2 seconds left in the second quarter and a 13-point lead for McAlester.
Checking in will be number 1 for Glenpool. Oh, Watashi.
Chance Watashi, the 5'7" senior, who's a baller, might I add.
Yeah.
He's a fast player, and he brings a lot of lightning speed and just agility like that to the Warrior offenses. This time his shot is blocked by Cornish, and he got the board too. Ahead over to Smith. Smith 1-on-2, Euro step in, reverse layup. It ain't nothing but a thing. Brandon Smith, have mercy. 37-22, and McAllister's up by 15. You give him a step, and that's all he needs. Right wing, Boyd stops. Jump stop back, trying to feed it inside to Roland. He couldn't handle it. Sails out of bounds. Turnover on the Warriors. You mentioned it in the first game of the season, Nate. McAlester adds a couple of players from the bench. They got a lot of depth this year.
They have, this is the most depth I've seen a McAlester team have in a long time.
That Cornish, somehow French was able to keep it alive. Gives it over to Caven Hill, who lays it in off the right block for 2 to make it 39-22. You saw it right there in the previous possession by Cornish. McAllister's depth so far this season. Here's a half-court shot. 3 at the buzzer, too high off the glass by the Warriors' Watashi, and that will be the end of the first half. The Warriors only score 4 points in the second quarter after putting up 18 in quarter number 1. McAlester 21-4 in the second quarter against the Warriors, and that's where we are at the break. You're listening to McAlester Basketball. We'll be back with some halftime stats here on KNED.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same day or next day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
Something about the middle quarters here for McAlester over the last couple of games. Really the last few. What hurt McAlester against Durant and Sapulpa on Monday and then on Thursday were the middle quarters. They have turned that into a strength here over the last 2 days. Again, McAlester was trailing 22-11 against Riverside yesterday after the first quarter, then ended up outscoring the Braves 41-15 in quarters 2 and 3. So far, we're looking at a lot of the same. McAlester was down 16-8 after the first. They now lead 39-22 after a 21-4 second quarter. We have that stat and more here with our halftime stats brought to you by First Realty, 602 South 2nd Street, McAlester. Call 918-423-3122 or visit first-realty.net.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs. Whether residential or commercial, First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
I'm Brandon Green, your voice of the Buffaloes. This is Nate Brown, your color commentator / stats man. Let's get to our halftime stats.
All right, Brendan Smith was your scoring leader in the first half with 17 already in one half of play. Not too shabby. 8 of 13 from the field, good for 62% shooting, 1 of 3 from 3. He had 2 rebounds, one of those being offensive, and 2 steals in the first half. Rodney Washington had 9. All of his shots came from beyond three-point range, 3 of 6. 3 rebounds and a steal.
And if I'm not mistaken, all 9 points in the second quarter.
That is correct, yes.
7 of them in the first minute.
And then Caven Hill was your third leading scorer. He had 6 points, 3 of 3 from the field. Let's see. Davian Pouncil had 3 points in the first half, 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. 3 rebounds, 2 of them being offensive, 1 steal. Cade French has 2 points, along with a steal on 1 of 1 shooting from the field. Devion Bickham, 2 points, 1 of 2 from the field, 2 rebounds and a steal. And let's see, Alex Dooney doesn't have any points, but he does have a steal thus far on the game. And Ryan Cornish with a block and a defensive rebound. And that also Wesley Phillips had a block in the first half as well. So moving over to our team stats, McAlester shot 59% from the field in the first half, 17 of 29, 5 of 11 from 3, good for 45%. They're actually behind in the rebounding battle right now for the first time this season so far. Glenpool is out-rebounding them 13-11, but McAlester has only turned the ball over 4 times in the first half compared to Glenpool's 12.
I think all 4 turnovers were in the first quarter. I don't remember a turnover in the second quarter.
Yeah, I don't think they did turn it over in the second quarter. And then McAlester had 3 blocks as well. Glenpool shot 38% from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. McAlester only 2 free throw attempts in the first half, 0 of 2 there.
So one thing that I'm looking at with the McAlester Buffaloes over the Glenpool Warriors, one, McAlester shooting 21% better, but also the one thing I guess you could work on, and it's really not even, I guess, that big of a deal, truly, is that they are out-rebounding you on the offensive side double, 6-3. So that's the reason why the Warriors have had some second-chance points. But when you're up by, what is that, if I'm math right, 17 points at the break when you were down by double digits after the first quarter, what are some keys to the second half to maintain this lead, maybe even extend it and come away with some hardware here on Championship Saturday and the Consolation Championship?
I mean, like you said, you might want to try and work on the offensive rebounds, but again, you've only had 12 offensive rebound chances for McAlester because they've only missed 12 shots from the field.
That's wild.
And Glenpool's missed, I'm trying to do my math right, I want to say is that 13?
Yeah, 13.
So they're roughly even on the attempts there, but you want to try and fix that, I guess, and that's not even really a fix. Maybe try and get to the free throw line a little bit more, but you keep doing what you're doing in the first half, you're going to walk away with some hardware today.
My biggest key to the second half is staying out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
And to be able to see a lead like this evaporate quickly is if you don't have your best players on the floor. Now, we just raved on McAllister's depth right before the end of the first half, but you don't want to have to rely on that depth for an entire 2 quarters. So you want to make sure that you have your best players on the floor when you need them, especially if this game gets back into the nitty-gritty, back into about 5-point territory. Because once you get there, then things get a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say even single digits.
And you saw how fast McAlester was able to jump out to this kind of lead. I mean, the Warriors very well could get back in this game in just the blink of an eye like that as well.
I mean, they're in the championship for a reason.
Consolation championship, yes.
Yeah, the consolation championship, but they were able to win a game. They know what it takes to win a game here in Sequoyah. So you have to make sure that you put your foot on the throat, do not let off, keep your foot on the gas.
Again, those are your halftime stats and keys to the second half, brought to you by First Realty, 602 South 2nd Street, McAlester. Call 918-423-3122 or visit first-realty.net. We have about 2 minutes until the beginning of the second half. McAlester is leading Glenpool 39-22 here in the 3rd annual Sequoyah Invitational Consolation Championship in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. We'll be back in about 90 seconds here on KNED.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes. For over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3160.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, just on the outskirts of the city here in Tahlequah at Sequoyah High School. In the Sequoyah Invitational, McAlester is leading Glenpool 39-22 in the Boys Consolation Championship game. I'm Brandon Green, your voice of the Buffaloes, alongside Nate Brown, your color commentator / stats man. We have now flipped sides. Glenpool has the ball to begin the second half on the left side of the half-court line. On the floor for McAlester, Dooney, Pouncil, Washington, Bickham, and Smith, as we have an early foul on Dooney. It's a shooting foul as Watashi attacked the rim in the first 9 seconds of the second half.
I feel like this is a good chance to go over the free throw or the foul totals. Devion Bickham and Davian Pouncil both playing with 3. Washington, Dooney both playing with 2. Brandon Smith playing with 1.
First free throw made by Watashi. And that's only their 5th point since the first quarter ended. So we're raving about McAllister's offense, but what about that defense in the second quarter? The lefty's second free throw is short. Bickham's got the rebound, and they lead by 16. 39-23. Buffaloes are on top of the Warriors here if you're just not joining us. Dooney left front court, again applying a little bit of pressure. Looks like a 2-3 zone here by the Warriors. Pass to the left wing. Pouncil looks, passes back near the circle to Dooney. Cross-court pass to Washington, who taps his head. Calls out the play to his team, back over to Washington. Slowing things down a little bit, slower than what we've seen McAlester play so far this game. Left wing, Dooney. Bounce pass to Bickham baseline. Bickham pulls up for the baseline jumper, and it almost fell through. Hung on the side of the rim like a Tiger Woods putt, but unfortunately didn't have the same result. 45 seconds into the third. Here's the Warriors' second possession of the second half. Driving in is Boyd. Boyd stops free throw line. Back outside. Right wing three-pointer on the way by Brandon Smith is airballed. Rebounded by Brandon Smith of McAlester.
Knew that was going to happen at some point.
Smith driving coast to coast. Goes up for a tough 2, and it does not fall. And we have another goaltending call as Brandon Smith of Glenpool slapped the glass of Brandon Smith of McAllister's shot. So 2 points will count for McAlester.
Those will go to Brandon Smith.
He's got 19. 41-23, McAlester leads. The thing is, if he wouldn't have slapped the glass like that, I think that had a chance of going in, although he was falling back towards the backboard, or excuse me, towards the baseline while heavily guarded. And as Roland was heavily guarded as well, but he put Pouncil in the blender that time. Scores with the right hand. It's 41-25. Rodney Washington left wing, bounce pass between the rings to Dooney. Dooney feeds it back Washington, left wing trigger 3, got it, paint it gold. I think there's a reason he wears number 3. He hits a bunch of them. 44-25, Rodzilla with another 3, and he's got 12 points on the afternoon.
4 of 7 from 3.
6:22 left in third. Watashi, good drive, kicks back out. Right wing 3. Can they answer? No. A little short, and we have a foul call. This one will be on Smith of the Warriors. It was on the back of Bickham and made too much contact. Again, for anyone at home, an over-the-back call is not a foul. It's if you make contact and forcible contact on the back of it, then it's a foul. And that time, forcible contact on Devion Bickham charges Smith with the foul of the Warriors. Both teams have a foul apiece. Into the corner, Pouncil. McAlester once again moves quickly. And here's a wonderful move by Rodney Washington. He's got such a hang time when he leaves the floor. He was defying gravity. He was able to go up, go back down, and then back up with a shot. And McAlester leads by 21, their largest of the game, 46-25. Smith, great defense on Boyd. Boyd tries to hand the ball off to Smith, cannot do so, but it finds its way over to Elijah Boyd. He pulls up for the straightaway 3. That one's airballed. It hit the bottom of the netting, but didn't go through the hoop. Brandon Smith of McAlester coming up a little bit just slow, just a little bit of a limp, but it looks like he's going to be just fine.
Glenpool 0 of 8 from 3 today.
46-25, a 21-point advantage for McAlester. Looking good so far here in the 5th place game. Dooney tries to feed it amongst 3 different Warriors to the baseline of Bickham. It's intercepted before he can do so. And we have a Could be a backcourt. No, they're not going to call a backcourt violation. I didn't think it was touched by anybody, but still, Boyd is in a lot of trouble. They get it across the half-court line eventually, and we have a right wing three on the way that is rimmed out. Offensive board by Roland. Roland triple-teamed. He was fouled. Yeah, Brandon Smith is going to be charged with a foul here, and we'll have 2 free throws on the way by Bryce Roland. I try to call it how it is. I know that we are more biased towards McAlester because this is a McAlester broadcast, but when we see a foul, it looked like Roland was fouled there. If that wasn't called, McAlester got away with a big one. But it was called, and Roland will go to the charity stripe for 2 attempts here. That is Brandon Smith's second personal foul. Roland's first free throw is made.
Glenpool 8 of 10 from the free throw line here today.
Deficit is cut to 20 for the Warriors. 5:20 left in the third. Second attempt from Roland, and he leaves that one short. Good box out and rebound by Dooney. And Dooney was fouled on the back by Watashi.
It's going to be the second team foul on Glenpool here in the third quarter.
Looked like Watashi's arm was caught in between Dooney's side and arm there.
And that's Watashi's 4th foul.
So he's going to sit more than likely for the remainder of the third quarter. Coming back in for him is Elijah Boyd, one of the starters for the Warriors. 5:15 left in the third quarter. Dooney lost the ball from Boyd, gathers it back after it was tip-a-loose. Drives down the middle of the floor. Good look inside for Devion Bickham. His shot is blocked. Do we have a foul first? We do. That looked like a clean block, but McAlester will take it. Devion Bickham's going to get 2 free throws here. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by Big V Feed Center. For your animals' needs plus winter feed booking prices, call 918-426-1951. The block looked clean. Did he get a bump, too, on that?
I think so.
I think that's what they called it on.
That's Brandon Smith of Glenpool, his 2nd foul.
Bickham misses the first free throw on the season. He's shooting 60% from the charity stripe coming into this game. He's 3 of 5 from the free throw line during the tournament. Trying to go 4 of 6, and he doesn't do so. Misses both the free throws. McAlester struggling from the line the last couple of days. Yesterday, they were just 57% from the charity stripe. On the season, though, they're at 71. Under 5 minutes left in the third. McAlester leading by 20 over the Warriors. Feed to the far corner. 3-pointer is in the air by Boyd and missed. Rebounded by Dooney. On the opposite side of the rim. Passing head to Bickham. Bickham stops on a dime left wing. Now restarts his drive. Contested 2. Can't bank it in. Gets his own rebound. Goes up for 2 again. Doesn't need the backboard this time. Scores with the floater, and it's 48-26. McAlester on top by 22. I think this is their largest lead of the game again. Pass. Smith is knocked down by Bickham, and that's going to be, what, his 4th? I believe Bickham's 4th foul here.
Yes, that is his 4th.
Made way too much contact with Smith of the Warriors. That'll be team foul number 3 on McAlester to 3 on the Warriors.
Cade French and Caven Hill going to check in for Bickham and Pouncil.
And this is the depth we're talking about. When you have Caven Hill come into the game for Devion Bickham, something that McAlester didn't have as much last year. They didn't have as much depth with size last year.
Right.
Garrett Pick was awesome, but they did, and so was Caden Harris, but you just didn't have the plethora of depth that McAlester has this year. And Caven Hill, when you switch him out with Devion Bickham, it's like you're getting close to the same player in a way.
Right.
In terms of being able to clean up the glass and provide good defense. Top of the key, Boyd, shovel pass over the right wing, back to Boyd, pulls up, right elbow trigger 2, and he makes it. Pop and shot falls for Elijah Boyd, and it's 48-28, back to a 20-point deficit for the Warriors. Left wing, bounce pass straight away to Smith, looks inside for Caven Hill. Hill scores! Rolled around the rim, all the way around the rim, and it makes it 50-28. The Buffaloes are on top again.
Hill's got 8
by
today.
22 again. Hill's already got a career high. He's doubled his previous career high here in his 9th grade season. Dribbling right, backing back up is Boyd. Boyd passes to the left wing to number 10, Andrew Edwards. Edwards lost the ball, gathers it back. Top of the key 3 is up and back ironed. And the ball is a long rebound out over to Smith beyond the perimeter. Smith will restart his drive up towards the rim and laid it over. Andrew Edwards with authority. 52-28.
He's got 21 today.
He is 5 points away from tying his career high. 3:20 left in the third quarter. In the backcourt, Jonas Boyd. We have Jonas Boyd and Elijah Boyd both on the floor. Far corner 3 by Andrew Edwards is made, and there's Warriors, the Warriors' first made 3 of the game.
They're 1 of 12 now.
52-31. 3:04 left to go in the third quarter. Pass to the left front court. French looks around. French finds a lane, attacks it, tries to feed it inside, and it's ripped away. And ripped right back by Brandon Smith on an immediate pass from the Warriors. Driving in now, Washington's pocket is picked, and going the other way, we have a travel. So we have 4 consecutive turnovers in the matter of about 10 seconds. but the ball eventually finds its way back to the Buffaloes. I dare an NBA broadcaster to try to be able to call games like that, where you see turnover, 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 turnover.
It's crazy sometimes.
It's hard to do. I think Matt Pinto could do it, though. If you don't know who Matt Pinto is, he's the voice of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I mean, you do a pretty good job of it, too. I mean, that's why you get paid the big bucks.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you never listened to an Oklahoma City Thunder basketball game, we encourage you to do so as McAlester throws this one away. Dooney was looking for Smith to attack the baseline, did not do so, and he threw it straight to the glass over by the hospitality room. Yeah, we do cover Oklahoma City Thunder basketball on K101.3 FM. If you ever want to listen to a Thunder basketball game, you're going to be very impressed with Matt Pinto. I guarantee you, 2.5 minutes left to go in the third. High post. Dribbling it back outside after he was denied access into the paint. Jonah Boyd bounced past it to the right elbow. Roland guarded up by Hill, pass back outside, top of the key to Boyd. Elijah Boyd, a lot of contact by French, going up for two, left that short. And we have Caven Hill fighting for a rebound, but it was last touched by the freshman. It'll stay with the Warriors along the baseline. Ryan Cornish checks in for French.
Yes.
21-point lead for McAlester. They've only grown their lead since their 17-point advantage after the first half. Baseline, Boyd's looking for someone, finds Smith in the corner. Guarded up by Dooney, and Dooney will foul Smith as he tried driving the baseline. That'll be McAllister's fourth team foul, so one away from sending the Warriors to the charity stripe.
And Dooney's third.
That was my key at halftime. Keep your best players out of foul trouble. Dooney's one of your best defenders. There's a screen, finds a man inside. Roland, great move. Roland has been showing out here for the Glenpool Warriors. He now has 15 points, almost half of the points for the Warriors, and they're back under 20 with their deficit. Washington kept quiet here in the third quarter so far. He tries to feed it along the baseline, threw it straight off of the Warrior, stolen by the Warriors. Jonas Boyd feeding ahead to the right wing. Passes back to Jonas Boyd. Right along the far sideline, pass inside to Roland. Roland trying to spin away from Hill, back outside, far corner, three is made. That's why they brought him in. Andrew Edwards, the 6'1" senior, is able to make both threes so far in the third quarter for the Warriors. And all of a sudden, it's a 16-point game. The Warriors leading the quarter by one. Top of the key, Dooney on the drive inside. Good look, no look for Hill. Hill wasn't ready for it, and it's out of his arms and stolen by Boyd. Working ahead, Warriors stop just inside the three-point line. Cross-court pass, tipped away by Cornish. It's stolen by Cornish. Cornish, 1-on-2 in transition, goes up for two, misses the shot. The putback is not good by Brandon Smith, and they can't score in transition 2-on-1. An immediate foul on the Buffaloes along the far sideline will put Glenpool into the bonus, and 2 free throws on the way here for the Warriors.
Foul was on Caven Hill, his first. And like Brandon said, team fifth. And it looks like we're going to have a 30-second McAlester timeout right here.
We'll take it as well. 1:10 left in the third. Buffaloes lead 52-36 here on KNED.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We got 70 seconds left in the third quarter. The McAlester Buffaloes still leading by around the advantage that they had at halftime, but the Warriors have won the third quarter by a point so far, and they have 2 free throws on the way. The foul to send us to the free throw line here after a McAlester timeout, their first used one of the game. They have 4 left, and the Warriors have 3. We have 2 free throws on the way by Elijah Boyd. On the floor for McAlester, Rodney Washington, Alex Dooney, Caven Hills, the first free throws made, Ryan Cornish, and Brandon Smith. We have Devion Bickham in foul trouble with 4 fouls. He is more than likely not going to play again until about the midway point of the fourth quarter. Davian Pouncil has 3. Dooney's got 3. And Washington, I believe, has 2.
Yeah, Smith has 2. Washington has 2. Pouncil and Dooney have 3. Hill has 1.
And the second free throw made as well by Boyd. And it's 52-38, a 14-point lead for McAlester. Pass across the half-court line over to Pouncil. Feeds it back Dooney. Long pass to the near corner, wide open 3 by Brandon Smith. He can't get it to roll in, and we have another missed shot. McAlster's gone scoreless here in the last few minutes, allowing the Warriors to be back from down 22 to now just 14 as we should have a charge, but instead we'll have a steal by Brandon Smith trying to score in transition. One-on-one with Watashi. He goes up for two, can't make it, and Rodney Washington there playing janitor says, I got your back, bro. It's 54-38 as he puts it back in for two. McAllister's leads it back up to 16. Here's another near corner three. This one's made as well, and Andrew Edwards is getting hot. The bench player is putting the Warriors back into this game. It's a 13-point game. Dooney down the middle of the floor. He's tripped up, and that'll be team foul number 4 on the Warriors here with 24 seconds left.
Foul's going to be on number 15 for Glenpool. That'll be his second.
By the way, Chance Watashi on the floor for the Warriors. He's playing with 4 fouls, too. And that was a foul on Watashi. That's his 5th. Where was he at?
He was not anywhere near.
I didn't think he was. Maybe I missed something. But he is now fouled out, and that's a big-time loss for the Warriors. He gets a dap up from Coach Mike Colbert, the assistant coach for the McAlester Buffaloes. 18 seconds left in the third and a 13-point McAlester lead. Someone's got to be able to guard Andrew Edwards beyond the perimeter, though, if McAlester wants to win this game in the fourth. Washington, top of the key, 8 seconds. Feeds the corner over to Pouncil. Pouncil on the drive, stops, and he traveled in the low post. Third quarter has not been as favorable to the Buffaloes as it was in the second.
McAlester suddenly with 11 turnovers. 7 turnovers here in this third quarter.
Looking for a long pass is Boyd. Boyd tipped by Hill. Straight to Brandon Smith, and he'll score at the buzzer. That was like a Hail Mary. Speaking of Hail Mary, Rodney Washington delivered one and it hit off of a camera after a bounce. But at the end of the third quarter, McAlester has seen their 17-point lead go down to just 11. It's 54-43. McAlester trying to walk away with the consolation championship here at the 3rd annual Sequoyah Invitational. Again, put those 4s up in the air, Buff fans. You're listening to McAlester Basketball here on KNED.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Through 4 games, McAlester is undefeated when both Brandon Smith and Rodney Washington have 20-plus points. Smith currently at 21, Washington at 17. McAlester is leading 54-43. Now, Glenpool was down by as many as 24 points in the third quarter, but McAlester went on a scoring drought, and the Warriors were able to take advantage of it. They've turned that 24-point deficit into an 11-point deficit. We have 8 minutes left in the game. Brandon Smith, Rodney Washington, Alex Dooney, Caven Hill, and Davian Pouncil on the floor for McAlester as Washington tries to feed inside over to Hill, and he does so, and he misses the wide-open shot off the left block. McAlester still scoreless in about the last 4 minutes of game time. It was a good look, just could not make it by the basket. And I don't know why McAllister's been struggling so much in the last 3 games with scoring right by the bucket. Going baseline, Smith lost the ball, stolen by Hill. Hill directly underneath the basket, feeds it back over to Washington, who poked that ball loose. 7.5 left to go in the game. Far corner, Brandon Smith. McAlester needs a little bit of a momentum boost. They need something to get them revitalized, whatever. Rejuvenated. I tried to mix the 2 words together. Thank you. Driving in, Washington up for 2 with the left hand. He got it to go high off the glass. Tough shot. Still made it fall. And McAllister's up by 13, 56-43. Sometimes words are hard. 7:08 left to go in the game, and it's also hard to do when you're speaking pretty fast, trying to cover all this stuff on the radio. Left wing, Jonas Boyd against Chance Watashi, one of the starters for the Warriors. Not on the floor. He fouled out in the third quarter. A tip pass is tipped twice, and it finds its way to Elijah Boyd. Thinking he lost it was Bryce Howard. Feeding the back right wing, another 3-point attempt by Andrews. This one's a off-the-back iron, a heat check for him, but another offensive rebound by the Warriors. Mid-range jumper is up and made. Nothing net for Elijah Boyd. And it's an 11-point deficit again here for the Warriors. Smith takes it across the timeline and feeds it across the court to Dooney. Dooney directing traffic, telling Pouncil to go to the other side of the floor. Dooney feeds it to Smith around the world. Near corner 3 on the way by Pouncil is airballed. It might have been tipped. Rebounded by Rowland. 6:22 left to go in the game. The Warriors have still the momentum despite being down by double digits. Boyd feeds it right wing, and long three on the way by Andrew Edwards. That one's in and out. Rebounded by, that is Washington. Ahead to Smith. Smith one-on-one. Defies gravity and scores on his way towards the basket. Floating in the air for two. 58-45 as he danced around a Warrior in midair to be able to get the bucket. 5:55 left in the game, far corner. Stopping is Boyd with a jump stop, guarded by Washington. McAlester in a man-to-man defense. Top of the key, Rowland with the pass from Boyd. Tried dribbling left. He does so in the perimeter. Hands back off over to Brandon Smith. Smith on the drive. Tesfini get far side, and we have a charge called. Smith ran over Alex Dooney. He's the best on the Buffaloes at drawing charges. He just is.
Without a doubt. And that is Brandon Smith of Glenpool's third personal.
I never thought that we'd call a game. This is probably a first where we have, and Watashi's coming back on the floor despite showing that he has 5 fouls from the scores table. Maybe they miscredited that one. Well, again, yeah, back in the first quarter, as we have a pass from Dooney that got stripped away by Elijah Boyd. Boyd dribbles behind the back, goes up for two against Alex Dooney and scores. And that makes it 58-47. They called the foul in the first quarter on the scoreboard because of a goaltending call, but didn't think they put it on Watashi. But regardless, at the top of the key, Dooney stops. 5:14 left in the game. Watashi rips the ball away from Dooney. Dooney has his feet taken out from under him. He'll pass it to Smith, but a timeout called by Alex Dooney's dad, Mike Dooney, and we'll take it with them. 5:08 left to go in the game. McAlester clinging on. I say clinging on, but they were up by 24 at one point to an 11-point lead. 58-47 our score. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KNED.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
So out of the 30-second timeout used by Coach Mike Dooney, McAlester has 3 left, and so does Glenpool. Alex Dooney has the ball with Brandon Smith, Washington, Pouncil, and Bickham on the floor. Again, Bickham playing right now with 4, so is Chance Watashi of the Warriors. Again, a foul earlier was miscredited to a different Warrior. Past the circle, driving in, Smith gives it baseline to Bickham, back outside Washington. Washington on the drive, gives up for 2, lost it. Tries to get his own rebound, can't do so. It's rolling around. Dooney's got the offensive rebound. Feeds back in for Washington. Washington again can't score by the bucket. And a shot is blocked after another offensive rebound by Davian Pouncil out of bounds. A lot of missed shots right by the basket, and I don't really get it. I don't know why McAlester is so good at making shots from everywhere else on the floor, but 2 feet from the rim.
I don't understand it.
Smith looking to find someone open, can't do so. He lobs it out to Dooney, back to Smith, inside to Bickham. Bickham up for 2, and he will score, and he was lucky he wasn't charged with the charge as Elijah Boyd hit the deck. That would have been his 5th if that foul was charged to Bickham. The McAlester leads by 13, 60-47, 4:25 left in the game. Right elbow, pop-and shot is in and out by Boyd. Climbing the ladder, and we'll have a tie ball here.
No, go to Glenpool.
And it will stay with the Warriors. So counting as an offensive rebound. Checking back in will be Brandon Smith of the Warriors. I don't know if I finished my thought earlier. I didn't think that we'd ever call a game where we had a guy with a name playing against a guy with the same name, both of them starters, both of them star players. We have an inbound that's knocked away by Brandon Smith, and he threw it off of Chance Watashi to get the ball.
It'll go down as a steal. Brandon Smith's 5th steal on the day.
Smith had 7 steals coming into today. 60-47, 13-point advantage for McAlester. Washington driving into the paint, feeds a baseline over to Bickham back outside, straight away 3. TNT leaves it short. Offensive board by Davian Pouncil, and he puts it back in. They clean up the glass. McAlester up by 15. 62-47, about halfway through the 4th quarter. Smith left wing 3 is off. We have a rebound that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pouncil, who is going for it.
Glenpool just 3 of 17 from 3 here today.
And all 3 of them were made by Andrew Edwards. You hold your breath when he takes a 3 right now.
He has kind of cooled off here, though, recently.
Watashi inbounds right wing to Boyd. Back over to Watashi. Far corner 3 is up by the southpaw, and it grazes the front side of the iron. Offensive board by Washington. His pass is tipped. It finds its way back over to the Warriors, feeding it over to Roland. Roland driving low post, goes up for two, and still the block shot by Rodney Washington. Offensive board by Roland. Feeds it into the mid-post area, missed shot by Watashi. He gets his own rebound from the left elbow, feeds it inside, that's tipped away, still taken back by the Warriors. Top of the key three, great defense by Smith, prevents a shot, and he forces a turnover as Alex Dooney's got the steal. That was a defensive masterclass other than getting the rebound there for the Buffalo defense. Cross-court pass to Washington. Step back, thought about the three, but he was double-teamed. A soft bounce pass still finds its way to Dooney, almost stolen. Back to the left wing to Smith, 3:15 left in the game. Smith far sideline, Glenpool starting to up the pressure. High post, Bickham back outside, Washington pump and drive towards the rack, goes up for a tough two, drew contact, no foul, but he got the bucket anyway, and he's over 20 points. 21 points for Rodney Washington, and McAllister's lead is back up to 17, 64-47, 2:55 left in our game. Roland gets the feed to the low post. Cross-court pass back outside. Southpaw left wing three by Andrew Edwards is off. He has cooled off, and Devion Bickham has got the rebound, and he's fouled by Roland.
That'll be the first team foul on Glenpool here in the fourth quarter.
That's our first foul by either team in the fourth quarter, and that's over 5 minutes in.
Brandon Smith for Glenpool is checking out.
That might be his fifth foul. No, it's only his foul was charged number 25, Bryce Roland, his second personal. Washington left wing. Bounce pass to Smith. Quickly over to Dooney, right front court. Working out the pivot foot, passes back left front court to Smith. Smith guarded up one-on-one by Watashi. Dribbles behind the back, now goes left side, feeds it for Bickham, but he was well guarded. That's great defense in the low post by Bryce Roland to force the McAllister turnover. Into the corner, Elijah Boyd pulls up for the three. He leaves that short. And we have another Bickham rebound. He's been great on the glass today. Near sideline, he dribbles and waits for his offense. Stopping in the front court, waits for someone, can't find anyone, now finds Dooney. Bounce back quickly, back over to Bickham. Bickham for two, can't score. Right on the other side of the glass is Brandon Smith, and he's got 25 points. He is 1 point away from tying his career high. He's had 26 twice, once against the Pulpit and another time against Tahlequah in the season opener this year. Bryce Roland off the left block, missed the shot. Ball goes out of bounds, last touched by Bickham, who is guarding Roland in the low post. But things looking really good for McAllister now after the Warriors were able to pull it back within 11 after being down 24. It is a 19-point lead for McAllister. That air ball will be rebounded by Smith. Quick ahead over to Washington. Washington zooms past the man towards the rim. He still maintains control of the ball and scores with the right hand. And just like that lickety split, the Buffaloes are back up. Lucky 21, 68-47, 139 left in the game. And Smith gets another steal ahead to Washington. Washington gives it back to Bickham with a great feed, and Bickham will lay it home. This is fun basketball, buddy. 70-47. 1:23 left in the game. Watashi back out left wing. Wide open three by Jonas. Boyd is off. Clanks the iron. Bickham grabbed the rebound, and he was knocked over by Bryce Roland in the process.
Glenpool 3 of 22 from three. And that was foul on number 25, his third.
And we're about to have a fresh new line come in for the Buffaloes, who will finish as consolation champions here in the third annual Sequoyah Invitational.
And it's a very good chance that McAllister may have lost to the eventual champions of this tournament.
Yeah, Sepulpa's in the championship with Alma, if I'm not mistaken. Left front court, Washington has his pocket picked, gather back. No, I'm sorry, it's Sequoyah Tahlequah that's in the championship game with Sepulpa. Driving in, Rodney Washington! Put him on a poster! Elevate and devastate! Rodney Washington ends the Sequoyah Invitational with an exclamation point. We are not worthy. He says it's over. A foul was made on the other side of the floor by Alex Dooney, his fourth, but everyone's going to be talking about that dunk in MacTown for years to come. I had to hold Nate back in the booth.
Oh my goodness.
Put that one on replay. High post, Boyd, step back, straightaway three is off. As we have Wesley Phillips going for the rebound, it gets knocked out of bounds. Again, we have a fresh new five into the game for the Buffaloes. Cornish, Hill, Phillips, French, and Pickens. We get 4 years of this. He's a freshman. Does anyone want to start the chance? Near corner, bounce pass inside, low post. Up for a tough two is number 24 of the Warriors. That's Malachi Hardy, who missed the shot. Do we have a foul that I missed while I was looking for Hardy's name? I don't think I did. Turnover.
Yeah, it was a defensive rebound by Cornish.
Cornish gathers the ball after the inbound from Phillips. 18 seconds left in this tournament, 15 seconds left in the game. Cornish jump pass is tipped and will go out of bounds, and it will stop the clock at 12 seconds. McAlester is leading 72-47. It's all over but the final buzzer here. Cornish inbounds to Hill. Hill dribbles it out to the circle. He'll pass it right side to Pickens. He'll hold on to it until he passes it back over to Hill. McAlster's fans get up on their feet here in Tequah, and they will send the Buffaloes home happy. A 72-47 win for the McAlester Buffaloes, a 25-point win for the black and gold. Dominating fashion here on Friday and Saturday against two really good teams in 2A and now in 4A. The McAlester Buffaloes exit the Sequoyah Invitational consolation champions and 3-2 on the season, getting ready for district play once again with the Coweta Tigers on Tuesday. So, ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo fans far and wide, grab that brush and paint that win column. Black and gold, consolation championship, and hardware coming back to the MAC. Held up high by Devion Bickham. We'll be back in just a moment, and we'll be looking at some post-game stats, and we returned. Rodney Washington now gets to hold it up high, and they're getting ready to take a picture, but we will come back in just about 2.5 minutes here on KNED.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same-day or next-day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes. For over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
We are back, and yes, you can paint that win column black and gold. McAlester, they are winners of 2 straight for the first time in 2 seasons. McAlester hasn't won 2 straight since they beat their rivals back-to-back, the Cougars and then the Durant Lions, to end the 2022-2023 season. So it's been a little while since McAlster's won 2 in a row, but I don't think it's going to be the last time.
No, definitely not.
McAlester wins 72-47 over the Glenpool Warriors, and we have a lot to talk about. We're going to try to do it as quickly as possible. But again, just domination for the last 2 days of McAlester. And again, if they would have played like this against Sepulpa, you're probably looking at the champions. McAlester might be the most talented team in this entire tournament.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we very likely lost to potentially the state, or not the state champions, the tournament champions here in Sequoyah. And I mean, it was just domination from the second quarter on for McAlester.
It was weird because once it got to 11 points, you thought it was close.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. That's how ahead McAlester was. Again, and it started off with, after the first quarter being down by 10, they just dominated the rest of the way. They had a 21-4 second quarter, and things got a little close at the end of the third quarter and then the fourth quarter. But before you knew it, McAlester was back up by 25 points, and that's what they won by.
Yeah.
So we have to talk about a Rodney Washington poster that you missed, and you got to go back to our YouTube channel and watch because that was cool. He flew, Jackie. You need to be able to see that if you've never seen Semi-Pro, by the way, not for the kids, but yeah, you get the reference. But no, it was awesome. Rodney Washington brought down the house, so I cannot wait for him to do that for the first time in the MAC and see what the crowd does there. These boys, they are must-see basketball. You need to make your way to the MAC. Their next home game is going to be on Friday against Pryor. And get there early, cheer on the girls. That is a gritty team, a tough team, and a fun-to-watch team as well, a defensive sound team that's going to get their shot falling here pretty soon. I know it. So I'm excited to see what the Buffaloes do next Friday against Pryor when they have their second home game of the year. But their next game will be at Coweta. So if anyone wants to make the trip to Coweta, then we encourage you to do so and try to make it a little bit of a hostile environment for the home team there, because we know that's been a little bit of a rivalry between the Buffaloes and the Tigers,
right,
in all sports, really. So I can't wait to see how that turns out next Tuesday. But we got to get to our post-game stats. That is brought to you by Barlow Built Performance and Automotive. They're your full-service automotive repair shop, brake work, and heat and air repair. Plus, we do MIG and TIG welding. We're McAlster's only full-time exhaust shop. From race cars to your grandma's cars, we do it all. We sell tires and wheels. Barlow Built Performance and Automotive, 1 West Monroe Avenue in McAlester. Open Monday through Friday, 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Call 918-318-0323. Nate, take it away.
All right. Brandon Smith was your leading scorer with 25 points in today's game. Went 12 of 21 from the field, 57% from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. McAlester did not make a free throw attempt today. They were 0 of 4 from the free throw line.
Wow. When was the last time that happened?
It's been a while, and to win by 25 while not making a free throw attempt, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
He had 7 rebounds, 3 of those offensive, 4 defensive, 6 steals, and again, 25 points. Rodney Washington had 24, 2 of them coming on what is the best high school dunk I've ever seen in person.
And how many times are we going to say that? That the best high school dunk you've seen in person yet. Because you said that back in the season opener, too, over in Tahlequah. Well, just down the road here.
Right, yeah. But, yeah, like I said, he had 24 points, 10 to 15 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. Can't wait to see what he was shooting from the field, or from 3 for the entire tournament.
He was 7 of 11 yesterday.
Yeah. 6 rebounds, 1 of those being offensive. a steal, and a block. Caven Hill had a career-high 8 points today on 4 of 5 shooting, along with a steal. Now, I want to make sure I check this real quick. Devion Bickham had 8 points, 4 of 8 from the field, had 6 rebounds, 1 of those offensive, and a steal and a block. But Devion Bickham was a team high plus 35 while on the team tonight, meaning the team was 35 points better with him on the floor than with him off the floor. Davian Pouncil had 5 points on 2 of 5 shooting, 1 of 2 from three-point range, 5 rebounds, 4 of those offensive, 1 steal. Cade French had 2 points, 1 of 1 from the field, along with a steal. Alex Dooney didn't score, but he did have 3 rebounds, 1 of those offensive, and 2 steals. Ryan Cornish recorded a steal and a block, along with 2 rebounds. Wesley Phillips recorded a block, and that rounds out the scoring for McAlester. Moving on to the team stats, McAlester shot 57% from the field, 33 of 58 from the field, 6 of 15 from 3, good for 40%. Again, did not make a free throw here today, 0 of 4. McAlester out-rebounded Glenpool 24. They have not lost the rebounding battle in a game this season so far, which is just a complete turnaround from the previous season.
And how many steals did Glenpool have today?
Glenpool had 1 steal.
So you know what's crazy? Through the first 5 games of the season, each game the opponent has only had 1 steal against the Buffaloes. There have been only 5 steals against the Buffaloes the entire season.
Right. The only most of the turnovers that McAllister's had is unforced, and they only had 14 turnovers today compared to Glenpool's 21. McAlester had 4 blocks compared to Glenpool's 1. Glenpool shot 33% from the field, 13% from 3, 10 of 13 from the free throw line. And yeah,
so
those are your team stats.
So, your final thoughts on this one before we wrap things up and get ready for Coweta on Tuesday?
I mean, that was a very, very impressive game and very impressive tournament performance because, I mean, I know we did lose in the first round, but Sapulpa is no slouch.
No, they're a 6A team. They're a 6A team that was 1 game away from the state tournament a year ago, made it to the area tournament. And, of course, you know, we knew this last year when we had most of our starters were freshmen or sophomores. So we knew that it was going to be a learning curve. And, you know, even this year, we were saying near the beginning of the year, you know, we're going to be a lot better and this is going to be a fun team to watch, but there might still be some growing pains. And there have been some growing pains.
Yeah, there still are growing pains right now.
Durant and Sapulpa, and the unforced turnovers that you're having, you clean those up. There's only been 1 steal against you per game in the first 5 games. That's almost as impressive as what they're doing everywhere else on the floor. So there's still a lot to improve on in terms of taking care of the ball. But the Buffaloes, they are so far this year faster than every other team that they played. They are
they're shooting better than almost every team they played. They're out-rebounding every team they've played.
And they're arguably a better defensive team than most of the teams that they've played, if not all of them.
Right.
It's just that some of the things that they have, if they've gone cold with their shot at all, if they let someone get out to a hot start, sometimes McAlester has a hard time getting back into it. But the last 2 games, it hasn't been a problem. We were down by 11 in the first quarter against Riverside yesterday and 10 against Glenpool going into the second quarter, and you still beat them by
20 plus.
20 plus. So it's an exciting team that McAlester has this year. If you've not seen them in person, what are you doing? Like I said,
you have to make it out to a game.
Go make it to at least a game, and 1 game will turn into 2, and then you're going to be lifelong fans. I know that you already are one, but you won't be able to have to. You can't miss one. Like I said, it's must-watch basketball, so make sure you make your way on out to a McAlester game. Like I said, be there for the boys and the girls because this girls team is going to start getting it. They'll get their first one here pretty soon. I'm almost certain of it because they got a big one against Coweta coming up. Despite having 7 players on their varsity roster, they've still been in it in the fourth quarter against 2 really good teams that they played so far. So it's going to come eventually, and I can't wait to see how much they grow going forward in this year. So, again, McAlester wins the consolation championship, beating the Glenpool Warriors by a mighty 25-point margin, 72-47 the final score. Nate, can you thank our sponsors one final time, and we'll get things packed up and head back home.
I'd like to thank Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, the Bank N.A., Fenton Nissan, Freeze and Flare Heat and Air, Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of McAlester, McAlester Direct Primary Care, Stipe Law Firm, and Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop. Thank you for putting us on today and throughout the entire season.
And a big thank you to our board operator, Megan Waters, for her work this afternoon. And thank you, the listener, for spending your Saturday with us. One final time from the Sequoyah Invitational at the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Again, it was the Buffaloes 72 and the Warriors of Glenpool 47. Until Tuesday, when the Lady Buffs join the Buffaloes on a road trip to Coweta to dive back into district play. On behalf of Nate Brown and myself, this is Brandon Green saying, Buffaloes win the consolation championship. And don't just have a great weekend, have a Buffalo weekend, everybody.